All right, House Speaker Paul Ryan also supporting this. House Majority Whip Steve Scalise was at Trump Tower today meeting with members of the transition team. His thoughts on what Donald Trump has been saying about this. I think, Congressman, it's very good to have you, sir.
Good to be back, Neil.
Donald Trump has all but said much ado about nothing here, but nevertheless, the investigations are going to go on. Is it your sense that these investigations will reveal that this tipped the election to Donald Trump?
Oh, I don't think there's any involvement by Russia that tipped any election. The American people spoke real loudly. They wanted change. They didn't want Hillary Clinton, and they wanted Donald Trump, and responded to his message. He had a pro-growth message of making America great again.
So what do you make of all these Democrats who seem to be saying, sir, that we want the electors to get this information, whatever results we have, so they can assess us a week ahead of their meeting on deciding who will be the next president of the United States?
You know, Neil, look, it was an overwhelming victory by Donald Trump to be president. Won states that hadn't been won by Republicans in multiple cycles when you look at not only Florida and Ohio, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin. It was historic because people responded to this message, and the fact that they don't get it. Look, they just reelected Nancy Pelosi as their minority leader, so they're stuck in the past. We're moving to the future. We're planning the first 100 days and beyond to get our country moving again, to create jobs and get the middle class back engaged in a way where Barack Obama's policies have left them behind and shifted jobs overseas.
But you are convinced, sir, from what you know and what your colleagues know, there is nothing in there, whether the Russians were behind, you know, trying to mess up our elections or not, that it didn't get to the point that they flipped the results.
No, there's no.
So what do you hope to prove with your investigation? What do you hope to prove with the investigation?
Well, let's go get the facts out. But at the end of the day, I'd sure like to see us also look into other countries that hack into America. It's not just Russia. You've had North Korea, you've had China hacking into department stores, corporations, American individual data of Americans. So, I mean, you know, we've had hacking has been a problem for a long time. It's not just Russia. Seems maybe Barack Obama is only getting interested in it now. But this has been a problem for a long time. Let's go look into it. But the American people are the ones who decided this election and overwhelmingly said they wanted Donald Trump to be the next president. And we're already making plans to work with President-elect Trump to get our country moving again. And that's what people want. Focus on jobs, strengthening our national security, addressing the real problems that matter to everyday Americans.
Whatever these investigations reveal, there is something to the speed element that a John Podesta, who ran the Clinton campaign, wants to get the electors aware of whatever you guys know before next week, obviously, to affect their vote. What do you think of that?
That's a ruse. They're trying to undermine the results of what the American people voted on. You know, first they were saying, let's go do recounts, and then that didn't go anywhere because Trump won these states by large margins in many cases. Then they said, let's try to contort the electors in some kind of way. And maybe they're going to ask the Supreme Court justices not to swear Donald Trump in on January 20th. That's not going to work either. Look, at the end of the day, they lost badly because they had a flawed candidate, and Donald Trump had a message that resonated with millions of Americans, many of whom were on the sidelines, who felt they didn't have a voice for a long time. And finally, Donald Trump said, I'm going to be your voice. We're working with him already to get this country moving again. And if they want to work with us to create jobs and get the economy moving again, we're willing to work with them. But if they want to still fight battles that were lost months ago, it's going to show you why they're out of touch with the American people.
Congressman, does it worry you on just a pure cosmetic level, the number of appointees in the Trump cabinet that have close ties either to Russia in the form of Rex Tillerson if he becomes Secretary of State, or said very kind things about and to Vladimir Putin, that this would be an administration, at least going in, might be less disposed to criticizing either or both?
I think most people recognize this administration is going to be more aggressive at standing up for America. Look, Barack Obama watched the creation of ISIS and expansion of it to the point where they're attacking us on our homeland multiple times. He's watched Iran move towards a nuclear weapon and actually signed an agreement that allows them to get there. He's allowed Russia to come into the Ukraine. That happened under Barack Obama's watch. Look at Rex Tillerson. First of all, he's incredibly respected as a person who has negotiated complex international agreements. That's the kind of experience you would want in a Secretary of State. Many people have said that if you compare Rex Tillerson, maybe the only person who has more experience dealing with Russia is Henry Kissinger. I don't think anybody's knocking Henry Kissinger because he knows how to deal with Russia. You want somebody that's going to be tough, who has a proven track record, and Rex Tillerson fits that bill.
All right. Congressman, thank you. We'll watch very, very closely. Appreciate it.
Great being back, Neil.
All right.